Hello students, this week we're going to be looking at the differences between shortage and scarcity. Last week we looked at choices and scarcity, what choice is and what scarcity means. Today we're going to be looking at shortage. Suddenly in the environment we are in now, we're in the lockdown because of COVID-19, and we realize that there are some goods that are not available in the market. Now, what causes goods to become unavailable all of a sudden? Is this considered a shortage or scarcity? These questions, we're going to discuss this during the course of this lesson, and I hope you follow me as we go along. What is the meaning of shortage? According to the English dictionary, shortage means a lack or a deficiency, an insufficiency in the amount of something in the market. That basically it means, when we talk about business or economics, it means that a particular product or goods that we seek to buy or we want to buy, there's a limit in the supply, so we don't have enough of it around available for us to buy. For example, during the period of lockdown, remember that when the lockdown initially started, nobody could go out, businesses could not operate, factories and manufacturers could not produce what they were selling. And if you go to the market, like my sister's bakery, they needed flour to make bread, but when they went to the market, they were not able to buy flour because the flour available in the market was not enough to go around at the price that they usually sold it. So it was on a first come, first served basis that you could get that product. In this case, it is called a shortage. It isn't that there wasn't flour to sell or flour to buy in the market. It's just that what they have in the market was not enough to go around everybody that wanted to buy it. So it is everybody the person that comes early or the person that has the money to buy that will be able to get access to it. But the thing about shortage is that when you're talking about shortage, it is short for a particular time at that price. But after a while, there's enough of the goods to go around again. For another example is, after government opened up and said, okay, lockdown is no longer full lockdown but partial lockdown, so factories could produce, people could go to the market and all of that, you find out that when you go to the market, those things that you could not get enough of at that time was not available in the market. Now my sister's bakery, now they could get flour in the market, even though the price has gone down, but it was enough to go around for everybody to buy. So that's shortage for us. But the thing about shortage and scarcity is that a lot of people simply feel that shortage is the same thing as scarcity. It is not true. When we talk about shortage is on a particular goods, maybe like the instance I gave us of the flour. But scarcity is about the limitation of resources, and this limitation cannot be restored. For example, there's a forest fire and suddenly you don't have access to cocoa. You know that cocoa is used in manufacturing a lot of things. Because there is no more cocoa in the country, that means that people will not be able to make sweets, you can't make chocolate and all of that. So that means those things are not there anymore. It's not something you can have again. It is scarce. It is no longer in the market. But for shortage, it is still in the market, but it is not enough. So that's one of the differences. Another difference is that for scarcity, you can not replace what is no longer in the market. But for shortage, you can replace what is not enough by ensuring that you produce and make sure that it is enough. And another difference is that when it comes to the issue of shortage, the goods are still there, but it can't go around. But when it comes to the issue of scarcity, these goods are not there at all. So when we look at this, we see that shortage is not the same thing as scarcity. It may look like it, but it is not the same thing. So we should be able to know, we should be able to determine whether the goods we want is scarce or the goods we are looking for is short, or there's a shortage on the goods that we want to buy. What causes shortage? We've been talking about shortage, but one thing we need to realize is that shortage is caused by something, and there are three factors that can cause shortage. One of these is an increase in demand. If you have a lot more people wanting to buy something, it means that that thing will not be able to go round. As an entrepreneur, let's say you produce necklace or you produce chin-chin, for example, and every day you make 100 chin-chin, and you've been doing that for a month. By the 1st of July, you find out that you have more people wanting to buy your chin-chin than the 100 that you are producing. In this case, when you have a situation like this, the best thing would be to increase the supply. So if there is an increase in demand, that means more people want to buy your chin-chin, but you are producing 100. Another reason that can cause shortage is if there is a decrease in supply. During the period of lockdown, when the flour was not available and you are producing chin-chin, when you produce 100 daily, because you can't get your hands on a lot more flour, you might reduce your production from 100 to 50. That means you have reduced the number of chin-chin that you supply to your customers. This means that there will be shortage, meaning you won't have enough chin-chin for people to buy. Another thing is government intervention. We saw the government intervention during this period of lockdown, when government said all businesses should close. This caused a shortage in a lot of goods. People were not able to buy a lot of things. A lot of things were not available in the market. But when intervention was lifted and people could easily go to the market to buy things, we realized that the shortage was reduced. So this is our lesson on shortage and the differences between shortage and scarcity. I think with this we've been able to understand it, and we need to also do our assignments, like and comment on this post. Thank you.